Politicians telling us with whom we can spend our Christmas day, how many family members we can host in our own homes, whether we can partake in celebrations on New Year's Eve, if our children can go to school to learn, what we wear, where we meet, where we eat, what time businesses open, which medical procedures we undergo, even whether windows must stay open in the middle of winter. I could be describing Christmas 2020, but somewhat unbelievably, this is Britain right now, 21 months into this fast-fading pandemic, with 95% of adults, never forget this, positively bursting with COVID antibodies. So what is this really about? And have we as a society been so broken and battered and left so bruised by these controls in our lives for the past 2 years that we've simply started to give up? Just go along with whatever they tell us, to hell with the evidence. It's all just become too exhausting, too hard, too soul-destroying to keep hope. And believe me, I hear you. I've been fighting against these draconian restrictions on the way that we live, enforced by law since April 2020. And on this, my last show of 2021, I plead with you not to give up on a return to normal. We can't keep living like this. We won't keep living like this. But that certainly seems to be what the powerful and the elite, backed by big media, big tech and big business, seem to want. Take Leo Varadkar, Ireland's former Taoiseach and now deputy leader, who said this of the fight against COVID becoming a long war. Perhaps in advance of those winters and those variants, we should try to have periods of freedom and give people a bit of a break. Periods of freedom. Periods of freedom. Wrap your head around that one. We are allowing our leaders to talk about a fundamental change between the state and its citizens, a total realignment of freedom as we know it. And there seems to be so little resistance. Then you've got the World Health Organization, who dismally failed in holding China to account for unleashing this virus on the world. They're urging people to cancel holiday plans. Its chief executive, Dr. Tedros, said, "An event cancelled is better than a life cancelled." Just think about the repercussions of what he's saying. A life without risk is a life without joy. A life without sport, cars, sea swimming, holidays, or leaving the house at all. As human beings, we have a right to weigh up risks and decide what we want to do. That's freedom. So we must live our lives, not just for Christmas and New Year, but forever. And I must thank you tonight, because for the past 6 months here on this show, I have tried to offer an alternative to the fear factory that is the British mainstream broadcast media, that has been operating in lockstep with the hysterics and the scaremongers. Do you know, they actually seem to get off on trying to terrify you into watching them. And I have to say, you have been absolutely inspiring. I love your passion. Actually, I especially love it when you disagree with me. And I respect every single one of you. So thank you for sticking with us through the bad times, the tough times, and the times when it became fashionable to slam GB News, because I know you believe in this mission to offer a genuine alternative. So please, this Christmas, block out the noise from the usual suspects and spend time with the ones you love, hug them tight, because life is short, and that is a risk worth taking.